What's up, guys? This is former Springbok and Rugby World Cup winner Brian Havana. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tall with G-Man.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is predictions time for all the Rugby World Cup warm-up matches that are taking place this weekend. I am extremely excited for this week more than I have been about the others. The reason is because the squads have been announced, and therefore we'll be seeing the teams play that will be playing in the Rugby World Cup in what will be Friday, 2 weeks' time. We are here. We have made it. We have gotten to the stage of the greatest tournament in the world, and I can't wait. So if you're new here and haven't yet subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be covering all the games, from a recap to a preview to a prediction, whatever it may be. I will be talking about it, key moments, you name it, as well as the odd live stream during this World Cup in the big games. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out on it. It is going to be the time of my life, and hopefully you guys can join the journey with me. It is going to be epic. So hit that subscribe button. Now, onto the business of the day. Now, if you haven't seen it already, I did do a full-on video prediction for Japan versus South Africa. Obviously, in short, we know the history. 2015, South Africa lost to Japan in the Rugby World Cup. 32-34, I think the final score was, in what was an epic, memorable game for Japan. This week, however, I think South Africa's going big guns. We are choosing the big names, and therefore I think South Africa are going to win this game convincingly by more than 12 points. Should be a good game, but South Africa will win. Scotland versus Georgia. Obviously, last week we saw Scotland pick up a victory. Now again, they too have a team to be announced. We've seen Finn Russell back. We've seen Stuart Hogg in the mix. We've seen some great players there. Obviously, a lot of controversy with Hugh Jones not being called up, and Watson and all those guys. But you know what? The World Cup's around the corner, and we now need to move on and focus on what we have in store. Georgia, we always hear a lot of talk about them being maybe the replacement for Italy and all that jazz. They nearly lost to the Southern Kings down to the South African team the other day. So that was quite exciting, but they did win at the end last minute. But I'm going a prediction, Scotland to win convincingly. I just think they're on another level and going to show more and more improvement as this World Cup goes on. So all the best to Scotland. I think they are definitely going to win that game by probably more than 15 points. England, Italy. Obviously, England also selected both their teams as well as Italy. Italy having their moments of strength and the odd scare here and there to international teams, but they still are the wooden spoon of the Six Nations. And as much as I'd like to see them shock the world and pick up an important victory this weekend, I just don't see it happening. Eddie Jones's boykies are looking sharp. They're looking good. They're looking dangerous. Owen Farrell's leadership is going to be key pointed to this game. You got Mara Toja. You got freaking quality. The Vinipola brothers. I mean, come on. England have quality side. They've named a good side for Italy. I'm excited to see May, to see his strength in the wing, and obviously Owen Farrell himself. I think it's going to be an epic encounter and a dominant performance by England. You're playing in what should be a very one-sided game. So for me, I'm going England by probably more than 15 points on that one. Then we got early Saturday morning South African time, 4 o'clock. New Zealand taking on Tonga. Now we all know the Pacific Island teams have a lot of heart, passion, love for the game. I saw quite a funny video of one of the Tongans going for a penalty and stretching his arm out to increase his distance to get closer to the poles. Pretty classic, but New Zealand have named a hell of a force. We knew it 2 weeks ago when they announced it. We know the squad that they've got. This is going to be one hell of a dominant New Zealand team, and they're not going to take Tonga lightly. They are going to probably destroy them. And I see a good, probably more than 20, 25, 30 points on this one. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Tonga can pull up a good fight and show a bit of courage and strength. But as for me, I just see New Zealand taking this game to the next level. They're picking a squad to destroy, and destroy I think they're going to do. So Australia then take on Samoa later on in the day with what should be a very interesting encounter. Samoa are a tough little Pacific Island team, and you can never take them lightly. But Australia are also a good nation that have shown a lot of improvement. Who can forget? Not too long ago, they beat the All Blacks convincingly. Yes, they lost the next game, but that result was still very important to Australia, and they will be using that to their advantage and confidence going forward into this Rugby World Cup warm-up match. So I'm excited to see what they have to do, if they can really take on the pressure from the Samoans, and if but I think Samoa will come in hard hitting. It'll be a physical game at the start, but at the second half, I think they're just going to tie it out. We're going to see the Wallabies dominate that game by probably also more than 15 points or more. I just see the big nations really just going in there and playing solid rugby to get good points on the board, good positive motivation tries on before the Rugby World Cup. So Australia by more than 20 points. Ireland take on Wales. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the iCards. The game, the full-on predictions video for Ireland and Wales. It's a big game this weekend that I'm highlighting. It's going to be an interesting encounter. Both last week was a boring game. Ireland picking out the win, knocking Wales off from 1 to 2 to 4. Ireland could have an opportunity of getting number 1 spot this year. If they can, it will be a great confidence booster for them as they approach the Rugby World Cup. So I think Ireland will win that game by 7 points or less. It should be an interesting encounter, physical game, toughness, and hopefully it's a lot more exciting than what we witnessed last time. Then the final game of the weekend, two unfamiliar teams but are playing in the World Cup. Canada versus the United States of America. This could be an interesting game. Tier 3 nations really giving it out, also wanting to end off their warm-ups on a good note to start off their big campaign in the World Cup on a positive note. I see a lot of improvement and development in the future for American rugby. As for Canada, I've always had a lot of time for them. When I used to help out with the Sevens rugby down in Port Elizabeth, South Africa, I was helping out at the table of Canada, and I got to know a few of the players there. Great people, great guys. So I've got a lot of respect for them. But in the development stage, and where American rugby is on a progress report, I just see them taking that game. Not sure on points, to be dead honest with you. I'm going to go 7 points. But I think the Americans will dominate that game this weekend. And that will do it, guys, for the final warm-up stage of the Rugby World Cup. It is going to be cracking games this weekend. Obviously, a lot of predictable results coming up this weekend. But for me, the highlight is obviously Japan, South Africa for me personally because of the history. It's time for redemption. And then Wales taking on Ireland in Ireland this weekend in what should be also a very good game. I'm excited to see what they have to do into the stall. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be exciting. It should be intense. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a humdinger. As I said before, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification for more. Join me because I will be streaming as many games as possible while I'm not at work, just to get that going because I love the stream so much in order to communicate with you guys. Got a new webcam on the way. It's going to be huge. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. As always, stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Subscribe to his channel for more rugby content. You won't regret it. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.